If you want to become one of the best players in the game, you need to work on your crosshair placement. In this video, I'm going to explain the difference between good and bad crosshair placement, how to practice crosshair placement, and tricks that can instantly improve your crosshair placement. I'll also give you a routine focused on improving your crosshair placement. Now, having good crosshair placement will allow you to edit faster, hit more headshots, get more consistent builds, and pretty much improve at every aspect of the game. No matter what your skill level is, this is the best complete crosshair placement guide. To be able to practice your crosshair placement, you need to know the difference between good and bad crosshair placement. So here is an example of good versus bad crosshair placement. If you're unsure of what crosshair placement is, then it's basically where your crosshair is positioned and how it's moved when building, aiming, or editing. So to have good crosshair placement, you need to know some key things. The first is to have better control over your crosshair. One way you can do this is just by relaxing your arm and actually focusing on your crosshair. The second crosshair placement fundamental is keeping your crosshair at head level. On screen, you're seeing exactly how to do this, and this is important because if you keep your crosshair at head level, you'll be able to hit headshots a lot easier and more consistently, all because you won't have to readjust your crosshair when you're coming out of an edit or when you're walking around a corner. And as you can see here, you would have to readjust your crosshair if you didn't keep your crosshair at head level. Before I tell you about the two most important fundamentals that you need to master if you want to improve your crosshair placement, I want to tell you about something. I recently found a way to get extremely low ping, and once I discovered what I'm about to tell you, my ping went from 40 to 15 in real games, and I also get straight 0 ping in creative now. Now, the way you can reduce your ping is by using gear up, and it's not just me using gear up either, because there's also pros using gear up like Peterbot, Asian Jeff, Miro, Day, and some of the best creative players like Zen and Tickle. With the release of version 2.0, Gear Up Booster has been completely optimized, and now it's something I recommend everyone to try. Gear Up Booster reduces ping and lag, stabilizes your network, and prevents packet loss. And if you're on console, they also have a game router which actually gives you insane results. There's no point in not trying it because absolutely nothing can go wrong. It's literally only positives. You can't get banned or anything, and it takes one click to be able to get dramatically lower ping. And if you click the link in my description, you'll get Gear Up for free. So make sure to download Gear Up and try it out using my link that's in the description. Now let's go over the two most important crosshair placement fundamentals. One of which is that you need to make sure that you move your crosshair as little as possible when making an edit. To do this, when editing, you want to make sure that instead of doing a really big and exaggerated movement, you move your crosshair as little as possible when making the edit. Another fundamental is edit crosshair positioning. This is basically where your crosshair is positioned after you make an edit. So let's say you're about to do this edit down with ramps. If you had good edit crosshair positioning, you would edit the ramp from here to here, and then your crosshair would already be positioned in the right place to make the next edit. And then after making that edit, your crosshair would be positioned in the right spot to make the next edit. And then your crosshair would be positioned in the right place to build the wall. And after placing the wall, your crosshair would be in the right spot to edit the wall. Okay, now let's move on to the best ways to practice crosshair placement. The first way to practice crosshair placement is by using a dedicated crosshair placement map. My favourite map for this is the Crosshair Training Aim and Edit map by Coin. In this map, what you want to do is go through the 5 scenarios in the crosshair placement section. Each of these drills lasts for around 30 to 60 seconds. This map is really good for practicing crosshair placement for beginners. It's easy to understand and it's also pretty fun, to be honest. Make sure when you're running through these drills that you keep your crosshair on the red circles, arrows, or lines. These are here to guide you through the drills and give you the best place to position your crosshair when making an edit. I talk about how long to spend on each drill on each map at the end of this video when I give you guys a full crosshair placement training routine. But another way to practice crosshair placement is Raiders Mechanics training map V4. To practice your crosshair placement in this map, you want to go to the edit training V4 section and select all of the edits. I also recommend selecting the static option. Here you'll get positioned in different places where you have to place a wall and then follow your crosshair on the red guidelines in order to make the edit. This map is great for helping you master crosshair placement for every edit and in every position, and being able to make every edit in the game is very important if you want to go far in Fortnite competitive. Another way to practice crosshair placement is by free building. Now there's a speed trick that you can do that will not only improve your crosshair placement but also improve your edit speed and edit consistency. To do this trick, you want to load up a map that has a free building section with speed options. All of the maps I use in this video will be in the description. The first thing you want to do is go to 0.8 times speed. Here you want to practice your crosshair placement, practice edits you struggle with, and try to be as consistent as possible. Focus on making sure you move your crosshair as little as possible when making an edit. Then you want to go to a faster speed like 1.2 times, 1.3 times, or 1.4 times speed. Here you want to practice trying to make as many edits as possible whilst trying not to mess up. Then go to normal speed and just free build normally. Once again, making sure that you focus on your crosshair placement. And when I say focus on your crosshair placement, I mean just think about where your crosshair is when you're making an edit, and think, are you actually moving your crosshair as little as possible while still being able to make that edit. One of the best ways to practice crosshair placement is by aim training. Now you probably didn't know this, but aim training is by far the best way to practice either mouse control or stick control depending on what input you play. And this is one of the most important things when it comes to improving crosshair placement, because mouse control and stick control is basically being able to control where you're looking and being able to control your crosshair. Now I recommend playing either Kovacs or Aim Labs if you're on keyboard and mouse. These are called external aim trainers, and they are extremely good at not only improving aim but also improving mouse control. If you're on controller, then I recommend playing internal aim trainers. These are things like Aim Duels or Fortnite aim trainers. Aim duels are great if you have someone to play with, but if you don't, then it's not a very efficient way to practice. This is because you have to wait for that random opponent to choose their guns, and most of the time they don't even want to do the same scenarios as you, so you just end up going back and forth trying to convince each other to play the same scenario. But Fortnite aim trainers have recently got a lot better, and there's one specific map that is actually very similar to Kovacs. And I have both Kovacs and Aim Labs, so I know what they're like. Anyway, this map is called #1aimtrainer, and it's made by a person called Naku. This map is really good and it has lots of different scenarios. Another way to practice crosshair placement is by playing a headshot only shotgun map. This will help you get better at keeping your crosshair at head level, and by doing this you'll not only improve your aim but also your crosshair placement. Like I said earlier, it's really important that you keep your crosshair at head level, because then you won't have to readjust your crosshair when lining up a headshot, and it will lead to you being able to hit harder pump shots and just improving overall, and obviously improving your crosshair placement. Now headshot only maps are constantly changing and new ones are always being made. As of right now, the 3 best are 200 headshot only, all shotguns by Gripey, headshot box fights by Raider464, and if you like to play with the pump, then the best one is headshot only by Quinn. Now let's go over a practice routine for crosshair placement, and I'm going to split this into 2 routines, one for beginners and one for more advanced players. Let's cover the beginner crosshair placement routine first. I'm going to keep both routines 30 minutes long, as you don't have to spend that much time practicing your crosshair placement. Also, you don't have to do this routine every day, but you can if you want. You can literally just do this routine once a week, and I promise you'll still improve your crosshair placement extremely fast. Okay, so the first thing in the beginner routine is crosshair training, aim and edit by Quinn. Here you want to go through the 5 scenarios in the crosshair placement section. You want to run through each drill 2 times, and this should be just under 10 minutes in total. Then you want to go to Raiders Mechanics Training V4 map. Go to the edit training section, select all of the edit options and select the static option. Make sure you keep your crosshair on the red guidelines and do this for around 5 minutes. Then you want to go to a free build map, select 0.8 times speed and focus on your crosshair placement and focus on following the fundamentals I mentioned at the start of this video. Free build on this speed for 2 minutes. Then go to the normal speed and just free build normally, but still focus on your crosshair placement whilst trying to make as many edits and builds as possible. Free build on this speed for another 2 minutes. Then go to a headshot only FFA map. Just play this map and focus on being able to control your crosshair and keeping your crosshair at head level. Play this for 11 minutes and then this is the end of the beginner routine. But I just want to say that the reason I didn't include aim training like aim drills or Kovacs is because this should be included in your daily routine anyway. This training routine is for practicing crosshair placement and should be separate from your daily routine. Although you can include it as an addition to your daily routine if you want to. And this applies for both routines for the beginners and advanced players. Now let's go over the best advanced practice routine for crosshair placement. The first thing you want to do here is the edit training section on Raiders Mechanics map. Make sure to select the static option and all of the edits. Keep doing this drill for 10 minutes. By doing this, you'll be able to master every single edit in the game and be able to make any edit at any angle. And I said earlier in the video, this is extremely important and an extremely underrated aspect of the game if you want to go far in Fortnite competitive and even if you just want to improve overall. Anyway, then go to a free build map and select 0.8 times speed. On this speed, you want to focus on your crosshair placement. Free build on this speed for 3 minutes and then go to 1.4 times speed. Also free build on 1.4 times speed for another 3 minutes. And on 1.4 times speed, you want to try and make as many edits as possible whilst trying not to mess up. After free building on this speed, go to normal speed and free build on this speed for another 3 minutes. Then the final part of this routine is a headshot only FFA map. Just make sure that when you're playing this map, your crosshair is at head level and make sure you're focusing on keeping control over your crosshair. Play this map for the remaining 11 minutes. Now I've put these routines into a free document that goes over every single step and goes over what to do with each part of the routine and stuff like that. If you want these free documents, then go to my Discord server to the resources channel and you'll find these routines and a bunch of other pro resources. I'm talking full aim guides that the top pro players have used and that you probably have never seen before. My Discord is literally a cheat code to going pro, and my Discord will be linked in the description if you want to join. If you want to support me, you can use code Blexiti in the Fortnite item shop. And I would really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe, as it really helps me out. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you soon.